So Joe Scarborough yesterday in full Baghdad Bob mode, talking about how actually, Joe Biden he's in tip-top shape. He's incredible. That dude is doing handsprings back at the White House. You should see him. I mean, it's like he can do an iron cross. You see him on the rings. It's unreal, Joe Biden. Here we go.
But comparing that guy's mental state, I've said it for years now. He's cogent. Mm-hmm. But I undersold him when I said he was cogent. He's far beyond cogent.
Wow.
In fact, I think he's better than he's ever been.
Ever.
Intellectually.
Wow.
Analytically. Because he's been around for 50 years. And, you know, I don't know if people know this or not. Biden used to be a hothead. Sometimes that Irishman would get in front of the reasoning. Sometimes he would say things he didn't want to say. This is, and I don't really, you know what, I don't really care. Start your tape right now, because I'm about to tell you the truth. And F you if you can't handle the truth. This version of Biden, intellectually, analytically, is the best Biden ever. Not a close second. And I've known him for years. The Brzezinskis have known him for 50 years. If it weren't the truth, I wouldn't say it.
You might say it because it's not true. If this is the best version of Joe Biden, what does the worst version of Joe Biden look like? Exactly. I mean, the guy can't even say full sentences anymore. He walks into walls. He has no idea where he is half the time. Also, side note, Joe Scarborough increasingly looks like Where's Waldo, but that's a side point. Or you could be Joy Reid. The memo has gone out. MSNBC is just going to say the thing. They're going to say the reason that Joe Biden looks old and is old is not because he's old. It's because he's actually unbelievable at the job. That Joe Scarborough clip is pretty insane. Joy Reid tries to match him point for point here. She says the reason that Joe Biden looks old is because he's working so darn hard. It's not because he's 81 years old, which is kind of old. It's because he's working so hard at being president, so hard that he calls a lid at 11:30 every morning and then proceeds to wander around the White House in his bathrobe trying to grab his dog's tail because, look, a doggy. And then he falls over occasionally. And then they bring him his dinner from Denny's. And then they shovel him off to bed. And in the morning, the night nurse comes in. She cleans up the bed. She redoes the covers. They stick him full of something. He goes out there. He goes, anyway. And then a lid. So here's Joy. The real reason he looks old, guys, is because he's efforting so hard. So much effort.
Donald Trump had one job. He had one crisis. He's saying, all of these things were perfect. You had one crisis, bruh. It was called the pandemic. And you know what you did? You bollocksed it completely. You did so poorly at managing your sole crisis. The one hard thing you do, the reason he doesn't look old like Biden looks older, the presidency ages you when you do the job. Obama went gray because he was doing the work. Donald Trump looks the same as when he ran because he was playing golf the whole time.
Oh, that's what happened. That's what happened. I mean, also, Barack Obama was in the White House for 8 years and was much younger when he started. So, I mean, people sort of age incrementally. As they get older, they hit a certain age, and then they sort of look kind of the same because they're kind of old. Yeah, that's just the way that it is. But, like, it's because Joe Biden's working hard that he's old? That's weird. Because I know a bunch of people who are exactly Joe Biden's age and are way more with it than Joe Biden. One of the beauties of going to my synagogue is that there's a lot of intergenerational contact. Like, people who are my age go out to lunch with people who are 80. And I got to tell you, I know a dozen people who are 81 years old who are way more with it than Joe Biden is at this point. If you're struggling with collections, medical bills, credit cards, or personal loans, you have to check out PDS Debt. PDS Debt is an innovative one-stop shop to guide you on your journey to freedom from debt. There's no one-size-fits-all solution to becoming debt-free. That's why PDS Debt offers multiple programs and solutions tailored to your specific needs, budget, and financial goals. Whether you're going through a serious hardship or you just can't seem to keep up with the high interest on your credit cards, PDS Debt will craft a custom solution to give you instant relief and start saving you money. This program is for you if you're making monthly payments on your debt and your balances just won't go down. PDS Debt provides options that consolidate your debts into one low monthly payment. Anyone with 10 grand or more in eligible debt qualifies. No minimum credit score is required. They want to help anyone with good and bad credit. Plus, with PDS Debt, you'll save thousands in interest and fees and pay off your debt in a fraction of the time. PDS Debt is offering my listeners a free debt analysis. It only takes 30 seconds. Head on over to pdsdebt.com/Shapiro. Get your free debt assessment today. That's pdsdebt.com/Shapiro today. Again, pdsdebt.com/Shapiro. That is strategy number one for the Democrats, is pretend actually everything is fine. The other strategy is the Hillary Clinton strategy, and I know this is the first time I'm ever going to say this. Points for honesty to Hillary Clinton. She says, yeah, he's old, but, you got to go with him. This, by the way, is the proper Democratic argument. It's the same argument they made about John Fetterman. The basic argument is this. Sure, the brain don't work good, but, the alternative is worse. That's actually Democrats' best argument here, because they certainly cannot keep talking about how Joe Biden is super with it.
Somebody the other day said to me, Zerlina, well, but, Joe Biden's old. I said, you know what? Joe Biden is old. Let's go ahead and accept the reality. Joe Biden is old. So really, pick between your two old ones and figure out how you're going to save our democracy.
Okay, so that at least is an angle. But Joe Biden won't take that angle. Because again, the thing about Joe Biden is he actually still thinks he's a spring chicken. Literally last week, he suggested that he is with Jill Biden and they have a great marriage because of the sex. And every single person in human contact began to vomit. It was an amazing, he has that effect on people, but we didn't need to hear about Joe's sex life. By the way, I don't believe him. That prostate gave out long ago. In any case, Donald Trump is obviously going to challenge Joe Biden on this front. And so today, he came out and he said that he wants a primary debate with Joe Biden. He tweeted, quote, "It is important for the good of our country that Joe Biden and I debate issues that are so vital to America and the American people. Therefore, I'm calling for debates anytime, anywhere, any place. The debates can be run by the corrupt DNC or their subsidiary, the Commission on Presidential Debates. I look forward to receiving a response. Thanks for your attention to this matter." So the fact that Donald Trump is like, I don't care, anytime, any place, anyone, doesn't matter. In front of a doghouse, in front of the Four Seasons Gardening and Lawn Club, don't care, anywhere. That's because Donald Trump is working under the correct assumption that even a mild juxtaposition between him saying sentences and Joe Biden saying sentences will not end well for Joe Biden. Who's working under the same supposition? The Biden campaign. Here's Karine Jean-Pierre asked specifically about whether Joe Biden would debate Donald Trump. Now, of course, it's not going to happen. There's no way in hell. And frankly, I'm kind of surprised that she doesn't just say that. That she doesn't just say, it is the position of this campaign that Donald Trump is an insurrectionist and we don't debate insurrectionists, or we don't debate people who have actually had civil judgments against them for rape. Or there are 1,000 lines she could use, and instead they're just going to keep pretending that they don't know the answer to this when everyone knows the answer to it.
Is President Biden going to commit to a debate with Donald Trump?
That's something for the campaign to speak to.
Well, we know when the debates are going to be. We know where they're going to be. Is he going to go?
You should speak to the campaign.
In 2020, once it got down to one-on-one, Joe Biden said, I can hardly wait to debate him. How about now?
I'm going to sound like a broken record. You should reach out to the campaign.
Okay, that is not just a campaign question. That's a question of presidential scheduling. They're not asking about Donald Trump's political chances. They're asking whether Joe Biden will show up to a debate, which is a presidential question as well as a campaign question. Are you tired of the lies and the twists of the mainstream media talking points? Yeah, me too. Join me in my newest series, Fact, where I dismantle and bring truth to this tiring mainstream agenda.